Good morning. I made this video just to talk about plowing, business side of it. Um, that takes up the first 10 minutes of this video. If you don't care about it, then I'll put chapters in and you can skip right straight to the plowing part. Talk to you later. So, I kind of wanted to talk about plowing and whether or not it's profitable today. Is it profitable? Yeah, but is it as profitable as your normal day-to-day business during the other seasons of the year? No. Um, the only reason most of the guys around here offer plowing is to retain their employees. So you keep the guys on that you don't want to lose year round so that you don't lose them to other companies who want them to work for them because they're great operators. So we plow a mix of commercial and residential. Those accounts are a mix of seasonal contracts or per push customers. I like to have a mix. I like to have a mix of 35 to 40% contracts where they pay a monthly fee regardless of whether or not it snows. And then the rest are per push customers. So it's a nice mix. You can count on the money, whether it snows or not, from your contracts. And then when it's a per push customer and it actually snows, you get a little bit more income from that. So if I had a choice, I wouldn't plow at all. I hate it, and I've just done it for 25 years, and it's just old, and the weather here is not that fun in the wintertime. So I'd rather just sit inside where it's warm or go on vacation somewhere where it's even warmer. But if you want to make money, it's my opinion. Like, all this stuff is my opinion. I don't know everything. I can tell you what I've learned in 25 years. I can tell you what I've learned from other folks. Once in a great while, I'll learn from a comment somebody makes on YouTube, but I can tell you that is 0.5% of the time. The rest of the comments telling me how great they are or what I'm doing wrong, I don't even read them. It's silly. But once in a great while, somebody will say something that makes sense. So, if you have a junk truck that's reliable and a junk plow on it that's reliable, and you have 30 accounts that are next to each other, yeah, you can make good money. It would be silly for me to start a plowing company with the new equipment that I have and claim that it's profitable. Um, this truck sitting next to me, 22 Ram 5500 dump, $90,000. Spreader in the back, $6,000. Plow in the front, $10,000. And go out and plow a bunch of $30 driveways. Not good business. It's hard to say the best way of operating a plowing business. I can tell you that if you do keep your accounts close to each other, that's the best way. We try to average, when I quote a job for plowing per push, I want to make $10, $15 a minute on site. So if we're there 3 minutes, should be a $30 to $45 driveway. We have some that are bigger, and the math pretty much equals what I want. Where you lose money is distance between accounts. So we service accounts in 3 different towns. The furthest distance between 2 points is 15 minutes. So that's a 30-minute round trip. So just traveling, you lose $300-400. We've got a few commercials. They pay really well, and they also pay quickly. I offer commercial accounts 15 days net for payment. I don't offer terms to anybody else. I will invoice every month for the commercials, and for the per push customers, I invoice every 2 storms, maybe 3. I don't like to extend the leash too far because I know how people are and I don't want to be out any money. So if I can bill them through QuickBooks very quickly for 60, 90 bucks after a couple storms, that's digestible to people, and they'll pay it. I don't want them to run up a $500 bill and then ask me for the ability to make payments on it the rest of the year. Like I don't do that anymore. And most are good. If they take longer than 2 or 3 weeks to pay that bill, especially if it's continued to snow, then I will send them a reminder email every day through QuickBooks until they pay it, and then when they pay it, I drop them. Because if you don't do it that way, you'll never see your money. So if you're a small guy starting up and you want to use your pickup and go plow some driveways, find a used plow. These days, you look at Marketplace, especially if you go 100 miles south of here where they haven't gotten any snow, there's 1,500 Fisher plows on there for half what they paid for them. And if you've got the money, even if you just want to start next year, go buy one of those. With me, I don't have a huge fleet. We've got 4 trucks. 2 this year have plows on them. Next year we'll probably add a 3rd and another spreader, just so I can have a dedicated salt truck and a dedicated sand truck. But on a daily storm, we have about $1,500 in income from the per push customers, and then we have, I guess, $15,000 or $20,000 a year worth of contract customers. So it's a good mix. It helps pay the bills, and you can see in my other videos I have a bit of a spending habit for cool machinery. So it's nice to be able to make those payments during the off season. But it's profitable. It's not as profitable during the summer. With 2 crews, I want to net, like you said, net. I want to gross $15,000 a day, and compare that to snow plowing, $1,500 a day. Not great, but if I had my way and I had to plow, gun to my head, I would plow commercial only. I would put them all in contracts and do it that way. It's easier to invoice 10 customers every month for $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 each than it is to sit down and run 30 invoices through QuickBooks for $60 a piece. It's just time management. So, I don't know what else to say, really. That's kind of how I operate. I probably don't operate the best. I don't claim to be. It's just my 2 cents. And take it for what it's worth. But, sanding or salting, there's more money in that than there is plowing. If you want to make money, go buy a spreader. Don't even bother putting a plow on. Half of the yokels around here don't even have sanders. So you can take their customers and just sand for them. You're there a third of the time. You've got a tractor or something that can load your spreader, and you've got the money to stockpile some sand or salt. I would do that. You're in and out quick, and you can charge the same amount. If we plow for $100, we sand for $100. So you've got some overhead with your material cost. You've got overhead with whatever you're loading with. The fact that you got to start and let the truck run, start and let the loader run, load it, then go out and do it. You have to remember those costs. So, maybe don't flat rate your spreading. maybe charge people time and materials. And the minute you leave the shop or leave the account to head to the next account until you're done, charge that. Charge $100 an hour for the truck, and that'll cover your material. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't even know who's going to watch this. I don't even know if anybody gives a shit what I say. I don't know if anybody's going to stumble upon this video and take anything that I say serious. But I put it out there anyway. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments and let me know. Talk to you later. Morning. We are having what appears to be a legitimate snowstorm. It is about, I don't know, 4:30 in the morning, and about 16 degrees. We're in for about a foot, I guess. So far we've gotten, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 inches, and we're gonna get started. So we're just getting headed out now. We're not gonna bother to do any sanding. I'll tell you, I didn't like that XLS plow to begin with because it was really sloppy and loose, but it's tightened up as we've used it, and I switched to it for that one storm, and I like it. So if I'm not busting open a berm where I need the V, I'd prefer that XLS. So I think we'll be buying another one on the next truck. So let's get going. Well, the nice thing about this snow is that it's pretty fluffy. Negative about this snow is it comes up over the snow flap, so I have to keep my heated wipers on all the time or else I can't see. But it is not fun when you're plowing heavy snow, so this is pretty nice. So we're gonna hit our entire routes this morning, and then throughout the day I'll see if any of the commercial stuff needs attention, and then it's supposed to slow down this afternoon and then pick up again overnight again tonight, so we'll be out tomorrow morning doing the routes all over again, so which is fine. I like to make it financially worthwhile, so we haven't really plowed residentials more than 4 times I think this year, so typically we plow them 20 or a little bit more, maybe 22. So definitely a light winter, but I'm fine with it because I really don't like the snow. I like the plowing from time to time, but just I'd rather be doing machine work, stuff that's a bit more profitable. Alright, we are at the site of the driveway that I picked up mid-season. Typically I pick them up mid-season because either their last person sucked or they break down, their truck breaks down when they plow their own driveway. But either way, so tend to charge more mid-season. Anyways, so yeah, we just did some mulching for this guy. Very nice guy. He actually hired us to mulch, and then between when we came and when he hired us, asked if we would plow for him. So this is the second time I plowed for him. This driveway has no shoulder and drops off on each side, and I noticed when I was here mulching that his markers are actually down over the side. So if I wanted to get close to him, I would actually get pulled off. So I am very cautious. Oh, I'm going so slow. I almost got stuck. This thing is pretty tricky driveway, and I'm not overly impressed with it. Might be the only year I do it. I'm really thinking about doing like I've done in past years. Get rid of a lot of my residentials. Oh, sorry for yawning. That's what I do. I'm a yawner. You don't make a ton of money. These trucks keep getting bigger and bigger. I have dropped a few driveways that I was doing with my 3500 regular cab, but can no longer do with my long body 5500 or this thing, the crew cab. So, but we'll do them this year. Anybody we decide to drop, we try to tell them right at the end of the season, or August, September, so they have adequate time to find a new one. The reason you guys are sliding around is because I was trying to plow a couple driveways with my roof mount on the dash so we can chat. this one we have to pull away from the garage and give us enough space so that we can turn around and get behind our piles and push them to the opposite side. All of this and not drop off of these shoes. Had to put the shoes back on the plows because it has been really warm. The ground is kind of frozen because it did freeze for a couple days, but overall it's still pretty soft underneath. The back roads are really ruddy. The road down to our shop is extremely ruddy. So it's not very good treading. So you put the shoes back on to keep from digging things up too badly. Oh, I know why you keep sliding sideways. My plow control is wrapped up in the charge cord. Let's try that. Digging in a little bit more than I really want. Probably a lot more than the customer wants. Really not snowing that hard right now. They said it was going to really hammer for the next couple hours. We're about 15 miles from the shop right now, so the weather does tend to be better down here because it's closer to the lake and we don't really get as much snow as we do back at the shop. So yeah, this corner is very deceptive. His stakes are probably 1.5 feet. Okay, stop. Stop sliding. The stakes are about 1.5 feet out further than they should be. He said, yeah, people keep going off the side of my driveway. Do it next year. Why don't you let me mark it? So we're supposed to get a lot more snow. So I'm not doing a absolutely perfect job on these this time around. This guy's retired. He doesn't have to get out. In fact, he'll probably text me and say, "How come you plowed? It wasn't enough to plow." But everybody's done. Not skip anybody's. People have saved a ton of money this year, not having to be plowed out twice a week all winter. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of complaints. I would complain. I'm a cheap bastard. So anyway, that's that driveway. It took us, what, 6 or 7 minutes? Mostly because this truck is like driving a bridge and had to make a few 9-point turnarounds. But, you know, it's a $60 driveway. And as long as you don't go off while you're doing it, you actually feel like you made some. Alright, so it's 6:21. This thing now shows that we're not going to get any more snow here until around 10:45. So it's good to get these guys cleaned out. And then we'll just take a peek, see where Mike is. So we're right here in Underhill. He is back in Cambridge. Looks like he is at the Cambridge dump. So he's doing well on his route. We're gonna head back to Cambridge and get a couple commercials done before 7. Then we'll continue continue on some residential stuff. Alright, here's a steep one. This is where we dropped the skidder off the other day. And we gotta go all the way to the top. So this is where we put it in V and just go right up the hill, pushing snow off to both sides. This gets pretty drifty. You guys just fell down. A V-plow's handy. Bust your way up through, then go back down and cuff snow off to one side. V is very handy when there's a shitload of snow. Really not that much here, so that's good. This is where Eli's logging right now. Bring that wing around. Pushing all the snow away. Guess we're gonna have to ask the owner of these chairs. Morning. Good, you? What's your thought on those patio chairs? Okay. Oh, okay. Said we can smash them. It's good, because that's what's going to happen. Pretty tight up here for this truck. I can't do a whole lot of fancy stuff for him up here. It's a good paying driveway. The customer pays really well. We got to keep it sanded all the time, so it's pretty lucrative. But it is a tight squeeze. They just moved in. We plowed their driveway at their old house last year, so when they moved, they asked us to come service this location for them. So that's nice. I try to do tons of repeat work for customers. This guy we plowed for last year, we cleared for his house lot that we plowed, and he couldn't find contractors to build his house, so he ended up keeping that lot and buying this place. Now Eli's here logging it, and then this spring we're gonna come up here and fix a drainage issue that they're having behind the house. The hillside comes down behind the house and makes things pretty wet, so he wants to have us come in and fix that, so I'm sure we will film it. So it's nice, you V your way up, hug one side, and then on the way down you can just angle to the opposite side, widen it right out. So you want to keep this pretty wide because the log truck might come today or might come tomorrow. We may have to come sand